This question concerns Mormon missionaries. Apparently, they're seeing more of them, whoever asked this question. And they want to know, how can we speak to Mormon missionaries and preach the gospel?
Our friend Costi Hinn has, I think it's like a 10 or 11 part series on For the Gospel with, I forgot his name, a guy that used to be a Mormon, and he did an interview unpacking what the Mormon gospel and what Mormons believe. It's a video series. You don't have to do a whole lot of reading, but you can go to For the Gospel and you could see that series and learn a little bit about Mormonism. The challenge with Mormons, and maybe if someone wanted to text in a more specific question as it related to what do Mormons believe, we could try to get into that more specifically. Mormons believe in a false and fatal gospel. They believe in a works-based system. Mormons don't understand grace. They don't understand the work of Christ on the cross the way that we understand it. The reason why Mormons can be difficult to evangelize is because they use the same terminology, but they actually have different definitions. So when you're trying to evangelize a Mormon missionary, or what they call themselves elders, they go to like a very short, like 6-month training school where they're trained on how to convert people. They don't really know any Bible. And they get confounded when you open the Bible and show them what the gospel is. So I think the way that you witness to a Mormon is the same way you witness to everyone else. And it's important to understand that Mormons, they don't have the gospel as you have it, although they'll use the word gospel, they'll use the word Jesus. But the way that they define gospel, the way that they define Jesus is fundamentally different than the Bible.
Yeah.
But if you had specific questions about Mormonism, we'd be happy to try to answer them.
And all of that, I think, is very helpful. It's interesting to know that Mormonism changed their advertising campaign not too long ago. They used to, when a Mormon missionary would come to your door, 15, 16-year-old elder, because that's how they are, and they have to do a 2-year tour. That's when you see them with their ties and their bicycles. They're doing a 2-year missions trip, and they really are, in their mind, earning their way to their version of paradise. They have to do it. So it's very legalistic. But for many years, so Mormonism will teach that the Bible is corrupt. Christians have corrupted the Bible. You cannot trust it, which is why you need their extra works. The Pearl of Great Price, the Book of Mormon, Doctrines of Covenants, I think is another one it's called. And so for all these years, the narrative was we don't even call ourselves Christians. We're going to call ourselves Latter-day Saints to make a distinction from Christians. All of that changed somewhat recently, probably in the last 20 years or so, if not a little bit more, where now the tactic is to come to your door and explain how they share, you guys, we all believe the same thing. So it's very similar. It's much more subtle. Now it is, instead of emphasizing what they disagree with and how Christians have corrupted the Bible, they're going to come to your door or a park or wherever you meet with them and talk about the similarities and make it sound like, well, we're all trusting in the same God, which is not. Even as Paul said, if an angel even preached a different gospel, let him be accursed. This is a different Jesus who they're going to, ultimately teach is the brother of Lucifer. It's all kinds of, and God was once a human being. We can now become divine in God. And all these different things that they keep hidden when they're at your door. So be on alert, I think, when they come to your door, when you see them, instead of wasting time of what we believe in Jesus, we believe that he died for our sins, they're going to say yes to all that. Ask them, why are we different? I want to know what makes us different, why you guys are different than me as a biblical Christian, why I need to be a Latter-day Saint. And get right to the crux of it, and you're going to see the gospel, quote unquote, that they're teaching, the Jesus they're preaching is not the same. And it's radically works-based, as Ryan said. And by the way, to throw this in, I think it was up until the 70s, they were incredibly racist as well. They would not let black people as Mormons at all. In fact, it was considered the quintessential American white supremacist religion. They were all American white people. Blacks were not allowed to serve as priests or anything. That changed recently. Well, now they're a little bit more inclusive. They realized, like Jehovah's Witnesses, minorities are targeted now specifically because they need a sense of belonging. So now it becomes very attractive to join. They're not going to call themselves a cult, but they're going to now specifically target minorities that may need to belong to something and get sort of strength in numbers. So you see a lot of Hispanic Jehovah's Witnesses for that, and Mormonism now is opening the floodgates for minorities and spinning this narrative that it's a place for belonging will protect you.